Okay, are we live? Wally, oh my god. Alpha Dragon Wolf Warrior. Hello. Hello. Triza Tortilla. Don't know what that means, but hello. Hello, Sean. I was first, I think. You know what, Sean? We'll give it up to you. Hi, Kitty Cat Rock. Hi, Jemima. Hi, Sean. Hello, 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 and welcome to a beta test live stream where I, Wally Barnett, attempt to have... Oh, my sound's a bit low? Here we go again. Is my sound a little bit better now? I guess I could just turn this up and my gain down a little bit, because that might start sounding like kind of fried. Hello, Laura. Hello, Steffi. Hello, Bob. Hello, Priscilla. Hello, M&K. Howdy. Yes, this is the idea. If you were around last week when I did a live stream, we talked about a little bit of ideas for talking and having conversations with other people that make ex-Jehovah's Witness YouTube content and things like that. And so we are going to be doing that for the first time. I don't have a lot of a formula down. Again, this is a beta test. First off, what do we think of the name? I would be curious what you guys think about this name. Agreeably disagreeable. The thought process is a place where people can have conversations where they're comfortable enough to disagree, but not have to throw Molotov cocktails at each other. You know, like normal people. Oh, by the way, my name is pronounced Jemima, not Jemima. My bad, Jemima. Sten1, good morning from South Australia. Hello, hello. M&R, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. I think agree to disagree is better. Yeah, I thought about that. I feel like that is like a very common expression. So I was trying to think of something different, but maybe in my efforts to be unique and different and special, I just sound weird. Disagreeable agree. We'll just call you Jemmy. That's easy enough. Apostate Ministry School, hello. Hi, welcome. Any thoughts on this name before we invite our esteemed guest to be the first victims? Probably shouldn't use that nomenclature. I like Jemmy. Yeah, I think Jemmy's cool. Boom, Jemmy. If anyone calls you anything other than Jemmy, we're going to ban them in chat. Hi, Wally. I caught a live for the first time. How you been? I've been great. I went to the gym today. I've just had 2 cups of coffee. I got a candle. I'm relaxed. I'm ready to go. So yeah, anyway, how do you feel about the whole New Age spirituality? That is just going to get us off on some weird, crazy tangent. I like that energy, though. I like that energy. But maybe my higher self can answer that question for you while this version of Wally talks to YouTube. Thoughts? New name. Millions now living can disagree. Ooh, okay. That one's not bad. I think the name works. Okay. Steffi agrees that my higher self can handle that. Okay, cool. Jeff Windy, I hope all repent and return to Jehovah. Okay, cool. Sig, hello, hello, hello. Hi from Brazil. Amy Petite, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Well, no one's saying that they hate the name, so that's a pretty good sign. I haven't immediately just absolutely pissed everyone off immediately. So I guess we're off to a pretty good start, but I will manage to get there, and hopefully you guys can forgive me when I do. Ain't no way got the Jeff Windy in chat. I know. We've hit it, guys. We've hit the big time. We now have the governing body telling us to return to Jehovah in YouTube chat. What's the name or what? The name is on the thumbnail. Agreeably disagreeable? Maybe, yeah, now that I say that out loud, it actually ends on the negative, doesn't it? Oh, I didn't think about that. Agreeably disagreeable. Disagreeably agreeably? Maybe I should just drop it entirely for something better. I like the millions now living will disagree. You ever fight the XJW Ding Dong? Don't even know what that means, but I don't want to fight a Ding Dong personally. I'm going back. Jeff Windy got me. Me too. We will hold hands and get rebaptized together. Flip the name. Okay. disagreeably agreeable. I think it's hard to say. Yeah, it is actually hard to say. You kind of bite your tongue when you do it. Oh, the name of the conversation you were going to have. Yeah, I was trying to think of like a name for like the segment, the show, something that we're going to do or try to do every week. I don't know if it'll always be on a Sunday, but we'll kind of figure it out. Is it just me, or does the sound a little low or far away? Now you're the second person to say that, so now we gotta investigate. Properties, mic, device. Oh. Mic check. Hey. We got the right microphone. I like. What a great start. What an absolutely great start to the new format for the show. Just silence, me babbling on about absolutely nothing. Okay. Now does the sound pretty good? Oh boy. Perfect start. Yep. No fingernail polish. I think I will stay. Well, I won't take offense to that. That's better. No toilet echo. Sorry about the toilet echo. My bad on that one. Hello, Theropod Hunter. You're muted. I think I'm not muted anymore. Eve, hello. Thank you. Cherry D's here. Hello. Craig, hello. Thoughts on Israel? It's a place. Lukewarm Ninja. I literally joined like 30 seconds ago. Well, we're about 30 seconds in, even though it says 7 minutes. That's how long it's going to take me. I want to be on a disagreeable episode. You can be on a disagreeable episode. Send me an email. I would like to have people from the XJW community have conversations with people, all of that good stuff. Anyway, enough chitter chatter, enough nonsense, enough not having good audio. Lovingly disagreeable. Ooh. Okay, that one actually kind of cooks. I'll just go back and watch this. Greetings, just found your channel. Much love from North Carolina, by the way. Well, boy howdy. No, I won't do that. Have you seen Tony Morris lately? Because he's in North Carolina. You get it. Okay. How about holy apostate? Oh, not like I'm a holy apostate, but like holy apostate. That's actually pretty good. Is being PMO count as XJW or technically no? Absolutely. Happy to see Wally. Hey, thank you. I'd love to an interview with an XJW YouTuber. Send me an email. Thoughts on doing a GoFundMe for Mark O'Donnell? I am not intimately familiar. Was there some updates on what was going on with his legal situation? Because if there was, then we should probably talk about that at some point. Who is Miss Usato? I know the answer to that question, but you don't know the answer to that question. But she's pretty cool. Yes, I did see that Alpha Dragon Wolf Warrior, and I promise, it is on a sticky note. Yesterday, honestly, was about 5 hours of fighting copyright stuff, so it was really interesting thing. So I didn't get time to do all of the stuff I wanted. He posted on X about it. See, that's the thing, is I don't go on Twitter because I value my mind. And I don't really go on Reddit because I value my mind as well. But now that you've made me aware of it, I will look into that. And then, yeah, we'll definitely talk about it. No, I won't take my time. Hold me to task. Okay. Thank you, everyone, so much. We got 83 people have joined in, so that's cool. We are going to do this and bring in... Are you guys ready? I'm bringing you on. So if you don't have clothes on, put them on at this exact moment in time. And then let me turn you guys up. Can you say something? And then chat will tell us if they can hear you well.
Hey, Wally.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear us?
Do you hear us, Wally?
I hear you spectacularly.
Oh, good.
I'm just making sure that the fine people of YouTube that keep me in check are going to tell me that they hear you. Cool. Great.
Yay.
Greetings, new people. Yes, if this was just me all the time, everyone would go crazy. I know my formatting here looks a little bare bones, but we're going to fix it. They are louder than you. See, these are good, useful comms. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Do I need to turn the mic down?
Oh, no. I can control everything. You guys are good. Okay. Well, welcome to the JW Thoughts channel. Fresh faces of the internet, content creators in the XJW space, facts on JW. Would you like to introduce yourself to the fine people of this live stream?
Yes. Hi, I'm Casey.
I'm Anthony.
And we do the Facts on JW channel. We work together to create content, but we're new at it, so it's kind of a work in progress.
Or attempt to work together.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, everything's a work in progress, right? Never let perfect be the enemy of the good. So you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
I think the biggest or the hardest thing, I know I made this mistake, is you try so hard to really make something great at the very beginning when you don't know how.
Yeah.
And it's just like constantly like frustration and wait, that's actually a crazy name. Casey and Anthony, perfect names. I didn't actually think about that. That was fire.
Yeah, just kind of like, JT and Lady C, we got our little YouTube channel names.
But you know who Casey Anthony is, right?
Oh!
That's what I was thinking. I was like, okay.
I was like, I don't think she got that.
Anthony, yeah. Oh my goodness. I don't really like
good stuff.
that.
Good stuff. So, you left the Jehovah's Witness organization.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yep. So I was born in second generation with my father, for a third generation with my mother's side of the family. And I always believed in it for many years, up until I'd say like 2017, 2018, started questioning the beliefs. And then Anthony, he studied with the witnesses, but never joined. He did study, and he was learning about it and to decide whether or not he thought it was just like any other Christian denomination, until he started really getting into the nitty gritty and realizing that, well, he thought it was a cult or high control group,
She wanted me to join.
Yeah. Because I believed in it. Yeah.
It's genuinely a tale as old as time. Like, the innocent sister is like, oh, they're interested in my religion. They're going to study and learn about God for me. It's like, that's not what's happening here.
Yeah.
They're mildly curious, maybe. Mildly curious. But that is not the actual situation. So as a turn your mic up host. Okay, we're still having...
I hear you just fine.
Okay, well...
It's on his end.
Oh,
it's
someone
fine.
said, who is Casey Anthony?
Well, ask ChatGPT. You'll get a nice long thing.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious. So from an outsider's perspective, you had some affiliation with religion, I assume?
Me, yes. I grew up in a home with an agnostic, and lived a very worldly life in my youth. But I always thought there was just these nice people that knocked on the door. To be honest with you, I never knew much about them. Just they knock on the door. Hey, you want a bottle of water? Yeah. And you interested? No, and they'd go away. Back in the old days, you'd give them a quarter for their little paper, and they'd go away. A little watchtower awake. Or
Don't date yourself.
I'm sorry. But and that's all I knew about them. I was like, I'll study. What big deal is it? But once I started studying from an outsider's view looking in, I thought these guys are crazy.
What was like the big thing that was like made you think this is nuts? Like, this is actually nuts.
1914 was the first thing. When we got to that part in the study manual, well, first of all, Jesus being Michael the Archangel was kind of a little weird, but I was like, I can deal with that. Yeah. But then when we got to the 1914 belief and the way they would talk about the governing body as if they worship these guys.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, man, there's something wrong with these people. I said, I can't do this. And I was like, so Jesus came in 1914. So Matthew 28:18 means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the day he ascended, all authority was given to him on heaven and earth. And all he done when I mentioned that was shouted Jehovah at me. But
Wait, actually?
yeah, yeah, actually shouted at me in my house.
Yeah.
So I shouted Jehovah back at him.
Right. And the reason, I mean, of course, you know why he would say that, right, Wally?
Yeah, it's just the demons are entering the house, man.
Yes.
You can't disagree with a Jehovah's Witness, or obviously you're demonic.
Oh,
Yes.
well, then we're talking, and I ordered some old books off of eBay,
Mm-hmm.
and I showed him Millions Now Living Will Never Die.
Oh, you ordered that on eBay and showed it to a witness?
I
Oh my
did.
Lord.
Your
We
battery pack's going.
I know. I even said that earlier too.
And
Hold on.
okay,
The problem is easily fixable.
yes.
Easily fixable. You're the host of the show now, so you're
Oh,
gonna
okay. I'll read the comments.
Perfect.
And the comments are.
Yeah. Now, this is a good one. I don't understand how an XJW can still identify as a Christian.
Well, I don't know.
That's
Good question, I guess.
So I ordered the book Millions Now Living because I had watched some YouTube stuff, and Screwed
Okay.
Generation was the first guy I actually watched, and
uh-huh.
he does this big thing on it. And I don't know if you ever saw him, but that's way old. And
I haven't.
okay, so I was like, I'll get this book just to see. Talking about 1925. So I get it. He's talking about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They're going to live in this house, that's Sarim. And I was like, look, here, look at this page 88 on this,
Mhm.
And he's like, oh, that's old light. That's apostate. I was like, excuse me? It's your literature.
What a wild ride that must have been. Like, just someone that doesn't know anything about it. And you just like walk in like, okay, hey, your old leader of your church used to say this. And they're like, no. Scary. Apostate.
Yeah. So that was pretty much the end of it for me. But because of her, I tried to hang around for a little while and study with these guys. And, really sweet people. Honest truth is, really sweet guy. And I helped him later on to kind of escape a little, which is weird.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he was really zealous and hardcore believer, but Anthony really helped him start to question his own beliefs, and he's passed away now, but before he died, he actually was
Calling me.
thinking about, like, questioning, like, is this really true?
Well, how interesting. So like what was your process for
Well,
bringing
the
stuff-
first thing is I told him, I said, Brother Hicks, I said, here's the thing. You tell me the worst thing going to happen if you're right and I'm wrong is I cease to exist.
Mhm.
I was like, man, that don't sound bad at all. I was like, poof, I'm gone. I said, but if I'm not wrong and I'm right, I said, that's not a very pretty sight. And I said, the whole religion thing is kind of a little awkward to me anyway. So trying to get,
Yeah.
But I was like, according to what major Christians have thought for 2,000 plus years, is that hell exists. Some form of it. What we don't know exactly, but some form. That's terrible. Okay. All religions of the world believe that.
Yeah.
And I was like, so if I'm right, that's an awful thing.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of interesting because I feel like at one point in time while talking, like actually preaching to people and having a study with someone, you would know about this, Casey, but you have like a study with someone and they actually bring up thought-provoking, that's a JW term, thought-provoking questions, put $5 in the swear jar, holy. Anyway, they ask you a question that really makes you think. And that was one of them is like, well, what are the consequences? Like if I'm right and you're wrong and inversely. And it is a little bit strange to stand at their door and be like, well, you'll get saved because you were never a Jehovah's Witness or you're never baptized. So you're still going to be in paradise, essentially. But if I'm wrong, am I going to hell? Like it's an interesting thing to think about for sure.
Yeah. Well, I did. I talked to him about that. I talked to him about the things the religion are. I told him one time, I said, I'll get baptized if you can prove to me that the walls were destroyed, pulled down, and the temple was destroyed in 607 in Israel, and the Jews were taken into captivity by the Babylonians in that year.
Yeah.
I said, now you got to prove it outside of your literature.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much the end of that.
Yeah, I mean, I would go back if they could prove that instantly. So the 1914 thing was like probably a big deal to you. So using that against him would have made a lot of
that, and
sense.
then when I found out about all of the Rutherford stuff, man,
Yeah, that guy
like
was
I'm trying to
crazy.
do a video right now about the history of Jehovah's Witnesses Part 2, past the Millerites, because it come from the Millerites.
Yeah, yeah.
And geez, the Rutherford would take up 3 videos.
Yeah, no joke. That is an interesting character. I made just like I think a 7-part series on just Millions Now Living Will Never Die. And
Wow.
I was like, I didn't actually know that this dude said the preaching work is already finished, and like just how much of a Zionist he was. It was wild. So then, Casey, this was happening. He was kind of studying for you. What was your optics like in this situation?
So I was wanting him to, become a Jehovah's Witness and really believe it, because I did. Although I will say, just throughout my life, I always questioned some things, but it wasn't like enough to. It was just like you put it in the back of your mind and you go on. You think, okay, well, this is the truth, and they know what they're talking about. So I was believing and thinking that he would hopefully become, a witness for me. But then when he started sharing with me, well, 1914 isn't true, and here's the dates to prove that that's not true. And then I was like, well, I can't deny evidence. I mean, so, the proof is there. I mean, so, and then the UN was another thing. And then we had a copy of that letter that says that they did join. And I was like, what? Okay. So, those were things that definitely got the ball rolling for me and started making me think that this may not be true. Although it was hard to deal with, because I always tell people it's like a grieving
Super
process.
Chat. Thank you,
Wow.
Cove 12.
Wow.
I would like to share my story. When I was DF'd, an elder threatened to cave my head in with a bat, then threatened to go after my employment because taking away my family wasn't enough. Holy moly. That notification sound was really loud as well.
Wow.
I don't know if that was just for you. That is a wild story.
On here.
Thank you for the $20 super chat. I appreciate you. That is an incredible story, though.
Yes.
Huh. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Oh no, that's great.
No,
Shiny thing, instantly distracted. So, like, from an internal perspective, though, what like really gave you the confidence? Because I assume like at this time your family is all in it.
Yes. Well, it's just my father was passed already, so it was just my mom, her husband. I have a brother. He never was JW, and then my sister was a JW, and some other distant family, but mostly it was, mostly just like one nephew. But at the time they were kind of sort of in it. Everybody was, except my mom and her husband were definitely like hardcore, zealots. And so what was the question?
I'm just curious, like everyone, always has like that uphill battle and everything to go through.
Oh,
and there's like this internal struggle of, well, is it worth it to leave? Because once I start questioning, I have decades of questions that have been burning in the back of my skull, and all of those are going to come to the very front of my entire existence. Like, what actually gave you the confidence to finally say, I'm going to take a deep breath and allow myself to explore this?
Well, I guess for me, the first thing was just, I can't deny evidence. 1914, the UN, it was there. There was no disproving that. It was facts. And that was the first thing. And then after that, it was kind of like I just started
Australia.
reading the Bible. And I didn't want to read the New World Translation. Well, I wanted to compare because other Bibles are very different than the New World Translation. And I found out about Johannes Graber had a hand in some of the translations that the society uses today, like John 1:1. I don't know if you've heard of him, Johannes Graber. Yeah. So it was, it's just kind of like a snowball effect. You start digging more and more about it. And also, like,
I remember you got real depressed.
Yeah. And then, so you start researching more and more, and then, like, stay alive till 1975. And then this generation shall not pass away. And then the end will come, the generation of 1914, which already has passed by now. So, yeah, it's depressing at first. I call it a grieving process. You go through all the steps if you are a true believer. And first it was like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the governing body does mean well. But then when I could see that wasn't true, I said, how could they lie? How can they lie to me like that? And knowing, and I believe the governing body members that are in it, like, once they get in, they know it's a lie. Like Raymond Franz, another one too. Like, why would a governing body member leave if it wasn't true? If it was true, he wouldn't have left. So I liked him a lot too, and I've watched.
We'll have to circle back to that. And
I remember you saying that you were really sad.
Yeah.
You felt very disappointed. I remember you saying a lot of stuff about that. And you just
sad,
kept saying
depressed.
over and over, why'd they lie to me?
Yeah, why did they lie? And then and the other thing was, I was angry. Later, I was angry.
That was later, yeah.
And I was like stuck on anger for a while, which was really annoying. Eventually, sadness, depression, anger, and then eventually you get to acceptance. And at first, you want to tell everybody, about what you learned, but then you have to keep your mouth shut.
No, you tried to tell your mom and almost got in a big mess.
I shared with her the UN thing.
Yeah.
Like, I was like not even like trying to be, an apostate or anything. I was just like, oh my goodness, did you know that they joined the UN? I sent this to her in a text, and she was like, no way, they would never do that. And so I was like, well, here's proof. And I sent it to her, and she goes, well, I don't know. And then she just ignored it. Like, I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, but she started questioning you about your beliefs a little bit later after that too. So.
That's a fascinating difference though, right? Because you had the experience where the foundation of your leaving was the veracity of the evidence. Like, throughout all of the emotions that were happening with it, that evidence was still gave you what you needed in order to move past this.
Exactly.
In her case, she just didn't care. I don't care about evidence. And it's like, when you're dealing with that level of delusion, it's like, what do? I guess you just gotta throw up your hands and say, well, do you want to go get some ice cream?
Yeah. I know. I think that there are people that you just can't wake up no matter what, even though you may have evidence that's right there in their face. They're not willing to. I think they're scared. Yeah, because it is scary to be in this little bubble community, and then all of a sudden you are taken out of that community, and you are on your own. You are completely alone. You don't have anyone to do the same thing for you. The governing body,
and then she went to every church there is known to humanity.
I did the same thing, to be fair.
Yeah, you're curious, like, well, what's it like out
What
here?
have I been missing out on? And some of them were pretty cool, right? Like the music especially. I was like, man, our music sucked. It was the actual worst. Because you go to, and it's like a whole rock concert and people are like vibing. And there's like, listen, obey, and be blessed.
I know. Actually, there's another YouTube channel guy, Helio something. Anyways, he never was a witness. He was a Christian, now atheist, but he likes to go to all these different churches and gives his little 2 cents on it. And he talks about Jehovah's Witnesses, and he did a whole analysis on their songs. And he said most of the songs were actually praising the governing body. Yeah. And then the second to that was about Jehovah, and then lastly Jesus. So, and they're very boring too. Exactly.
Yeah, I've just recently gone on an escapade of watching every music video
Oh,
that
really?
they've made, and yeah, probably a terrible video idea, but anyway,
Did
I
that
thought it
not
was
bring
good.
back nightmares for you to do that?
It was brutal, dog. Like it was not fun. I think I sat and just did nothing but like download and go through the broadcast and listen to music videos, and I did that for like probably 6 or 7 days, and that was pretty much the majority of my bonus time throughout my day. So yeah, it was not super great. So
You're a hero, bro.
if you could do the old time capsule thing and like go back in time and like give yourself a bit of advice for when you were leaving,
Oh.
like with what you know now.
Well.
Not tried to convert so many people.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wouldn't have gone out preaching. That's for sure. I hated that. Actually, I didn't enjoy it. I mean, I would do it, because
And
you
you
got the
pioneered several
application.
times. Jeez.
I regular pioneered for like 3 years. I did go to pioneer school. I actually did not enjoy pioneer school. I don't know. I mean, it was like I would try, but I just didn't enjoy it. So I would just say, like, yeah, I would have totally like omitted preaching.
Yeah, preaching was the absolute worst. I'm saying in reference to like when you were leaving.
Oh, no, yeah, that's what I thought. But you were telling
You're
me.
You're fine.
Okay. All right. So when I was first leaving, I would say maybe just to make it easier on myself, not to go through all the emotions. Those were hard. If I could have just like walked away easier without the emotional attachment, it would have been easier on me, because it did make me feel like I had an emotional roller coaster going on.
Are you a naturally like emotionally brained person? I say that because like I think I always describe it this way. I mean, at least this is how it's been described to me from neuroscientists, but we kind of grow up with either being right-handed or left-handed, in the sense that we learn how to write with our intelligent brain or our emotional brain, and then trying to do the other one is like writing with your left hand. So that's why I say that. So like my left hand, my emotional brain is useless. It doesn't function.
Okay, so you're a logical thinker.
Yeah.
Which is good. I think that's a great way to be. I'd say I'm probably a little bit of both. I'm definitely logical in the sense that I was like willing to accept evidence, but I never had anybody share that with me, so I didn't have a reason to leave before. Yeah. And then emotionally, yeah, I mean, that was hard emotionally, but I tend to be an empathetic person. I try to be anyways, and I do feel that way. So that part makes it harder to deal with, like the sadness and the depression and the anger and all of the emotions you go through when you're leaving, at least someone who is attached, to the organization.
I mean, that's loss though, right? Like whenever you're confronted with loss, and you can't help but think like what you're losing and so that's like super difficult. But you made your way out now.
Yeah.
And are finding your voice and even participating in ex-Jehovah's Witness content creation, making, and things. How did you get it in your brain that you wanted to join the apostate goobers over on YouTube?
Well, I noticed that, it seemed to be like a nice little niche to get into, and I could share what my life was like, and be able to hear other people's experiences, and that way we have some common ground, because sometimes we can be all alone in this. And so the XJW community, it was something I thought could be a good way to hear their stories, and then I can share my story and see what's in common, which we do usually have a lot of that in common. Most of us have understood and left because of the doctrines, the CSA problems, the Australian Royal Commission. They're claiming the mouthpiece of God, but they really aren't. So I think we have all that in common. So I kind of wanted to like delve into that more.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, and get this. This is a small world. There's a lady that one day we're watching YouTube and XJW stuff, and we run past this video, and Casey says, "I know that girl
Oh yeah,
on TV,"
Oh, really?
and so she reaches out to her, finds out she lives like 2 blocks from us,
Oh, funny.
and yeah, she has a YouTube channel, and so we start hanging out. They grew up together,
Oh,
and they both
funny.
were ex-witnesses,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
sister fister.
yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I did a live stream with her, like,
Oh, you did.
Oh wow,
man, it was on Jexit's channel, I think, or someone's.
Oh.
I can't remember, but yeah, no, we did a live stream together. Gosh, that must have
Yeah,
been
she's
like 2 or
super
3
funny,
years
yeah.
ago.
Yeah. So
Anyone
I knew
that
her.
has ever been a participant of Wally live streaming knows that there is one reoccurring thing that always happens.
Yep.
And that is I don't actually remember to go pee before I hit the go live button. So I am going to go to the bathroom because I am uncomfortably squirming in my chair. So I hand it over to you, fine people. You're
Yeah.
going to hold
Yeah,
it
we'll
down.
entertain and read the messages.
You can talk to chat, all of that good stuff, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Sounds
All right.
great.
No problem. Yeah, Sister Fister. She was someone that I knew when I was like probably 12 years old, and we're in our 40s now, and she lives literally. I could walk to her house.
Yeah, from another state.
And we lived in another state. So I just
That's
thought,
hilarious.
how crazy is that we knew each other, and she happens to be an ex-witness, but she actually left a long time ago, longer than me.
Yeah, you're in UB out, somewhat, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should I tell people about the study and how long I studied?
Yeah. So
And,
okay,
I mean, they're gonna put 2 and 2 together, and what's that?
and so he studied.
Yeah, for like
which
a
we
year and a
talked
half.
about. Yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
It's a long time that he studied. But I do think that you weren't. I mean, he was never brainwashed, right? But because you just have to like use your critical thinking skills, like JT says, you use
Yes,
your critical thinking skills so that you can realize that what you're actually learning.
Yeah.
And also, okay, so Wally mentioned to us too, like, what's a good hot topic? And you had a really good one that you were talking about. Hot topic with,
I mean, hot topics for me, it depends. I was
like, you were talking about how they had invested money.
Oh, that's something I want to know where all their money is, but we'll do that later.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
that's
because
what
I
we're
mean,
talking
if you Google how many corporations or umbrella corporations they have, it's endless. It's like 1,000 corporations that they're over, the Jehovah's Witnesses. Insanity.
Yeah. Yeah,
You're like, why do they have to have so many incorporated businesses as umbrella companies?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
So that's his hot topic. Mine was more like, I'm curious about
Doing
Anthony
hot takes
Moore.
without the host. What the heck? You imagine the panic on my face. I'm trying to wash my hands like, hey, what are your hot takes? It's like, what are they going to say?
But we don't really have that much.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I was like, oh boy, this is going to be a wild ride. Okay. We're just going to do this while I'm not here.
Yeah.
You go, girl.
Yeah, I don't know.
boy.
I'm just trying
No,
to
you're
keep
fine. Let it ride. Let it ride. I'm just messing.
So I studied for a whole year and a half, guys. It was a long year and a half. After a year, I wanted to give up, but I was actually studying for so long so she could get reinstated. So,
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you did get reinstated and then all of that stuff?
And I'm just inactive now. I don't go.
Yeah.
In fact, my mom even asked me if I went to the memorial, and I was like, and I didn't go. And I just told her, I was like, no. I was like, maybe I should have lied.
Yeah, probably. That seems like a pretty good time to just be like, yeah, totally, of course. I mean, didn't you go, right?
Yeah, dang.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
asked she asked about her sister
I
going
made the
through.
bread.
Yeah. I think I might be one of the anointed.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Yeah, just go full on. Hey, I think I'm anointed. I don't have to go to meetings anymore. I am the governing body. And they'll be like, okay.
Yeah.
Most spiritual person ever. Oh,
I
goodness
think one
gracious.
day they're going to be the only anointed ones. I'm telling you.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's what you were thinking, that
Yeah.
Well, your theory. Do you want to share?
I mean, they got to be running out of anointed ones, so they're going to have to say, well, wait a minute, only the governing body's anointed. So,
Oh, that's actually I haven't heard that before. Okay.
yeah. I mean, it's
That's
getting
actually not
ridiculous.
bad, isn't it? Only
That
the
would make
governing
sense.
body
You could
gets
buy
to
them a
be
lot of
anointed.
time.
That would be pretty cool, honestly, if
Yeah.
they said that. Because all of the people that are like the hyper spiritual, the most like locked in, are
Yep.
just gonna be like, what? I don't get to see baby Jesus anymore.
I know, because I know someone who is claiming of the anointed, and she's like, I think she's about 78 years old. She's been claiming she's anointed for many, many years. And so, I mean, what about people like her who, if they told everybody who is believing they're anointed, that okay, nope, you're not anymore.
30 would
How does
lose it.
that
That'd
work?
be the end of it.
I think it
don't
would
know.
be. I've always thought that they would do the opposite, where they just kind of abandon the whole 144,000 thing altogether, because it is kind of a cobbled, doesn't really make a lot of sense. I always call it the green highlighter, blue highlighter exercise, where everything with green is literal and everything with blue is metaphoric, and you go through and everything's blue except for 144,000. Nope, that's literal. It's like, okay, come on now, guys.
Yeah.
Like, what
Yeah,
are we
do
talking
that.
about?
and then like they can't keep up with, like they can't prove who is really of the 144,000, right? Because it was like, just sure as the sun rises tomorrow, that's how they know that they are part of it.
I think RoboChops, he's got it figured out. What's 144,000 in 2025 accounting for inflation? That's kind of yeah, that is like inflation times compound interest, honestly. That number's got to be insane.
And they keep adding the numbers, because I remember when I was in, it was like 8,000 was partaking. Now it's like up to 21,000, I think, somewhere around there. So I would think that at some point they just have to, like you say, maybe dissolve it, or just say only the governing body are.
But isn't it such a part ingrained in their doctrine? It'd be hard to dissolve that.
Yeah.
See, I don't buy that. Other than the blood one, because their actual human life is gone, they can change anything. Everything is part of their culture.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like the beard thing. Like, that was so ingrained in the culture, and people still took that with a smile on their face. So I think they could just do that.
Oh no, the women wearing pants. I never thought I'd hear of that one.
Yeah, they were high kicking down the hallway, baby. It was cool.
No.
And you don't have to wear a tie unless you have a part.
I don't think that there's anything really off the table, other than maybe just like a couple of very rare things. But anyway,
I remember going into the meetings with Casey, and I'd be sitting there. I was trying my best to stay awake, man. I'd start nodding. She'd be nudging me with her elbow. I was like, "This is the most boring stuff."
It genuinely is, though. It's brutal. So as you
want me to be a ministerial servant, I'm like, oh, really?
Not even baptized yet.
Wow.
Unbaptized publisher. He was going to get me baptized, and then he said, "This is what we can do." And I was like, because they didn't have enough people.
Yeah, no, the meetings aren't intellectually stimulating, and it's not on the audience; it's on the people. Anyway, what I was asking before I had to go pee, I just clicked back into my head. So, part of the community, trying to find a voice, other like-minded people, all of that seemed very groovy and cool. As you've started to join the apostate army, I guess we'll just call. Is that taken? Is that a slogan? Do we need to come up with a new expression, apostate army? Are they apostate goobers? I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't much matter.
Yeah.
What is your optics on the XJW community?
Oh, well, I think that
they're all terrible and they suck.
I think that we have, obviously there's things that we have to work through, and that takes time. It's not immediate, because that kind of control over your life is hard to deal with, and it does take time. A lot of XJWs do end up needing counseling. There's nothing wrong with that, and some people have degrees in or connections with religious counseling or religious counselors. And so they can be helpful for people who maybe are struggling more than others. I mean, I never did that, but I could see where it would have benefited me
I think
initially.
therapy is
And
pretty
maybe,
important. I mean,
yeah,
Yeah.
it depends on getting with the right person as well.
right. That's
But
extremely important. The right
yeah,
person,
just
two
because not
years.
all therapists are
Yeah,
exactly
Well,
built the same, so
I
it's
agree.
you can't just like, well, just go to any old therapist and you'll be better. But no, I mean they're literally trained to help
Yeah.
you work with writing with both sides of your hand, and when you can start doing that, your
yeah, I think,
ability to process.
and I think that the XJW community, from my view of it, never being
Yeah.
a member, but looking from the outside in,
Hmm.
definitely counseling is a big part of being involved with any cult. You need that.
Yeah.
And not only that is you've been in a religion your whole life. You've been taught that this religion is everything
Hmm.
and that you basically are nothing unless you have the religion. And that's what they teach.
Yeah.
And when you leave that, there's a lot of anger
Hmm.
and there's a lot of guilt, a lot of shame. There's a lot of things that has to be dealt with. And people have to learn to let that go. And then the anger, especially. And I think that's looking from the outside in is what I see.
And you see that affecting
The
people's
XJW community, in some regards, I see it in some places.
in like
Yeah.
online interactions or
Oh yeah, online interactions, you'll see people, and because people, and it's not a personal thing. It's just people have left, and then they're venting because
yeah.
they've been misled and they've been deceived, and they're angry about it.
Hmm.
I felt angry for a little while, but then I let it go, and
Yeah.
I'm at peace with it now because I realized that. I mean, I don't ever blame the members,
Right?
just
Yeah.
the leaders, because they know what they're doing.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
definitely not the members.
I definitely feel like I've let go and I'm not angry, but there are certain things. Ooh,
Yes.
they still cook me. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll still get heated on certain topics. She just really makes me mad.
Yeah, because you mentioned one about Stephen Lett and how this woman who was in an abusive relationship should stay. And
Yeah.
that gets me angry because I'm like, no, you can't tell people to stay in abusive marriages.
And the thing
I mean,
is, I know people in that situation that are
Yeah.
listening to this and staying in it. Like it has a human life effect by it. It's not just some goofy clown man that's just yapping as a televangelist, but he's mostly ignored. No, it's actual human beings are ruining their life and limiting their future. And that just like really makes me annoyed.
Yeah.
Me too. I can't hardly stand it.
No, you can't.
and another thing I thought about, with that topic in mind, is just how everything is like drama. I don't know. When I left, I just felt like Jehovah's Witnesses are nothing but drama 24/7. The elders want to get involved in your marriage and all of your problems. They want to know everything. They're a bunch of busybodies, and then everybody's gossiping about everybody. And of course, when you walk in the Kingdom Hall, you feel like this judgment on you. I think everybody has felt that.
For sure.
So it's just, it just feels like a lot of drama all the time. It's just unnecessary.
What's surely you have a drama story where someone just was causing unnecessary drama as a witness.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your best drama story.
Well, when I was a teenager, like maybe 16, 17, and I liked a boy in my congregation, and it was innocent, and and then for some reason people in the congregation started talking crap about me and saying that I had been sleeping around with some other guys. I was a virgin. I was like, where did this come from? Just because I happen to like a boy?
Yeah, that means you're a harlot.
Yeah.
So how many of them have you slept with? Be honest with us, young lady. That's a mental jump that they make, right?
Yes. So annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it makes it hard, for people, the JW dating world, because it's like as soon as you like someone, you can't really just have a relaxed atmosphere of getting to know this person. It's like, okay, make a decision right away. Are you gonna get married or break up?
It has to be the most gossip. I mean, probably in any like
Sure.
sphere, I think relationships are going to be one of the most gossip about things, right? So I mean, I think that's probably universal. But I think that you've hit the nail on the head. It's because of the instant when are you getting married culture that everything just escalates
Yes.
to 11 instead of it just being like, ooh, who likes who, like just teenagers might do. It's like, no, actual teenagers are getting married because most people are getting married at 18, 19. And if you're not, you're looked at as kind of weird. It's like, wait, you didn't get married before you were 20? Old lady? Like, what is wrong with you? Because, like, I didn't get married till I was 25. And so that was seen as a little bit strange.
Yeah. I was 21.
Okay. So that's usually, I always say it's like 21 and under is kind of where people
cut off, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, did you tell me about how the elders would tell me? Oh, this is funny. When I was studying with the elders, he'd come and he would talk to me and then talk about gossiping. Before he would leave, once he got to know me and we become buddies a little bit, he would tell me who was going to get disfellowshipped and what for. So I would tell her and she'd be like, oh my, they're not supposed to do that.
No.
That is hilarious.
Busybodies.
Yeah, I think the elders are terrible. I think they're the ones that also spread rumors too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we were going to keep everything confidential. You will not believe what I just heard. It's like, there is nothing is sacred for those guys.
He literally did what you just said. And I told her, and I said, yeah, this guy, you know who I'm talking about? She's like, yeah. And I said, watch what happens. This coming Thursday, he's going to get announced.
And you know what he did. And
yeah, but they wouldn't say what he did, but he told me.
Yeah.
Chat, we're going to ban the word Yahweh. Every single time I look at the chat and try and read any message, all I see is Yahweh or something. Y'all need to get it together. Sherry, I know you're participating in this. I see you. We're getting out of control. Sorry, sometimes we have to talk to chat. Every time I look over, though, I'm just like, something about Yahweh and a scripture or something or another. Like, holy. Yes, Sherry, I know it's you. Cut it out. We don't need to ban Sherry. We just got to lock it in. It's all good.
Yeah.
Much love. Where were we at? Please ban it. Oh, actually, people, Sherry is unhinged. It's fine. It's okay to be unhinged. We like that type of energy. That's the type of energy we like to see. We just got to tone it down a little bit. It's all good. So then as far as like the ex-Jehovah's Witness community, like what do you think people need to, like, if you could give like your explanation of how we could make it better or improve in, I don't know, in any way. Does that question make any sense, or does that just sound crazy?
Yeah. Like how to improve the XJW community?
I mean, maybe not like improve it, but like, what are your thoughts on how you plan on or want to model good behavior, or what you are going to add to the conversation that you think is not being talked about? I'm just rambling because I have a vague idea of something in my head, and I'm hoping you understand what that vague idea is. But
do you want to share it maybe first?
Me sharing my ideas? Everyone has to listen to me all the time. You don't.
Yeah, I just want to hear
honestly, no. Okay, yeah, I can start. I think that people being able to not be terrified of, hey, Sig, thank you for becoming a member. Shout outs to Sig. I think people not being terrified of disagreeing with people with fear of being shunned for being disfellowshipped. You can block people's comments if you don't want to see them. Sure. Sorry, I'm just making sure. Adam Lopez, leave. Get behind me, Satan. Adam Lopez, go away. 36 months is crazy work. I'm going to have to find tomorrow I'm going to make a special like thing just for you. I'll see if I can do that. That'd be pretty cool. Anyway, no, I think that trying to do something where people can just feel comfortable to have honest conversations, without like this overwhelming, well, can I say that? Can I express this viewpoint?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there are things that are just, most of us, we can agree, are just objectively harmful to particular groups of people, that perpetuate a stereotype that doesn't need to exist. You know, there are things that are just awful. You know, I'm not talking about giving a platform to people that want to be idiots, but I feel like we've gone just like too far to where unless you're part of the hive mind, then you have to just be quiet. And I think for me, I would like to just be able to see people not get immediately shouted down and having drama just for a disagreement. I feel like most people, they have a disagreement with someone within the XJW community and boom, it's drama. We got to take sides. Oh, whose side are you on? And I'm like, I'm on my side, dog. Like, I want to be able to like go to bed happy, lower my cortisol. I'm trying to get those gains. I can't be going through this catabolic state of your drama and having cortisol run through my body. So I don't know. That's like something. What is the hive mind? I don't really know, but I'm sure it exists on Sassy Wally. Yeah, you know you like Sassy Wally. Sorry, I'm gonna start talking to my chat. Yeah, unless it's like racism, sexism, etc. Yeah, exactly. Homophobia is especially prominent in XJW community. That one kind of like tracks as well, because if you look at where people came from, be more specific, Wally. High on Holy Ghost. Sure. Sorry, I gotta go one thing at a time. Yeah, I think when you come from the Jehovah's Witnesses, you look at people that aren't straight as being the like antithesis of morality. They are just everything wrong with the world and its morals. You look at that, and that's just not really the case. So yeah, that one is unfortunate that people have a lot of that. What was this? Be more specific, Wally. What do you want me to be specific about? There's always drama in the extra community because it's so boring. They need some form of entertainment. Now you're spitting. Damari understands what it is. It's not natural, even though it's very common in nature. Yeah. And that thing too is like, why do people insist on... I was having a conversation with someone that was we were talking about trans things. And they had a very different opinion than I did. And I was like, I talked to them. And through talking to them, they actually kind of changed their mind. And I think when you have an open discussion, it can be productive. But anyway, I'll be specific. Like, you're talking about something. The point that I mentioned is we have nomenclature that we've changed in our culture. You look at, to go back 200 years, and look at how we used to talk about, those aren't your biological children. They're adopted. They're an orphan. You can't call them your mom or your dad. That's not natural. Scientifically speaking, that is not your mom. That is not your dad. Okay. Sure. You are correct. Scientifically speaking, I did not come from this woman's vagina. Cool. Yep. But how does that inhibit me from calling her mother? And eventually, as a society, we said, you know, there's no reason for any of this. Why are we harming this entire group of people just because we want to be insistent on the scientific, biological definition of something? Like, why can't we just, like, let that go? When I explained it to the person that I was talking about trans issues, and they were like, huh, never really thought about it like that. Like, do you have to be an asshole? Maybe you have, you know, things that you think inside your head, but do you have to go out of your way to, like, point out that person and be like, no, That's not biologically and scientifically correct. It's like,
Yeah.
find something better to do, brother. Like, go build a park. Go do anything with your time. You're not. What are you hoping to accomplish? What are you producing by insisting on biological definitions?
Yeah.
You're not accomplishing anything. You're not helping anyone. You're only hurting people. So why? Just, if you can come up with anything, why? And obviously. Anyway, kind of changed their mind about that. Super chat from MYHM. You confess to the elders, then they tell their wives afterwards. Yep. They're wimpy ass dudes in suits walking around like they're the Surge Knight. Surge Knight, is that from that's from a game. What the heck? Thank you, MYHM, for the $5. Very much appreciate you. Yet there is like absolutely the funniest consequence and fall off of when you confess something to the elders, and you can like start the stopwatch and just see like, okay, what, you want to hear something funny I used to do? I would start rumors that were completely untrue and just see how quickly it would come back to me. So I'd go and tell a person, like, hey, make sure you don't tell anyone. It was not like something that would hurt someone.
Take?
Days. A couple of days later, and someone's like, oh, you won't believe what I heard. You know, nothing like harmful or malicious, just like the most, someone's looking at buying a car. You know, just something that doesn't matter. Oh, someone's looking, maybe he's going to get a new job. And within 3 days, oh, don't tell anyone this, but I heard so-and-so. It's like, oh my God. Surge Knight is the producer that was super sketchy and started Death Row Records.
Yeah, Suge Knight.
Suge?
Oh, Suge Knight. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally butchered that. Well, I just exposed myself as being not cool.
Good.
You know who that is. I mean, come on. Tupac and all that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're so bored. Anyway, sorry, I was talking to chat, and then I decided to go on a little bit of a rant. I've definitely probably pissed off some people with my little nonsense thing. Okay, Adam Lopez.
Sorry, imagine how she felt. Hardcore Jehovah's Witnesses married me, a very worldly guy at one point in my life, and so she asked me, you know, questions, and she's like, "Oh," and I was like, "Well,
feel free to ban anyone you want. MNK, I trust you."
I was once a bodybuilder. I was once a stripper.
Wait, I just missed there was a bodybuilder stripper vampire? What? That sounds pretty cool.
When her and I first got together, she asked me, you know, things about, you know, oh, what did you do here or there? You know, I lived in LA for a long time. I was like, yeah, I bodybuilded, I stripped. She's like, strip.
Her mind, okay.
Yeehaw. It's like, well, come on, get them cowboy boots at. Bucko.
Magic
funny.
Mike.
And I still have a couple of friends. This one old guy, man, he still does that. Artist. Oh yeah. And he looks amazing for 68 years old though. Jeez.
Not bad, not bad. Anyway, that was my thing that I would like to put out there for the community writ large, that we can have conversations without being, you know, throwing grenades at each other, without having to cancel everyone that we don't like, without having to be angry, malicious, vitriolic people. And it's okay to have conversations about tough topics, and it's okay to walk away with something saying, yeah, well, I think you're wrong. It's like, well, I think you're wrong. But it doesn't have to be like the goobers that have road rage. It's like everyone has road rage on the internet somehow. It's like, hey, screw you, no, screw you, and then let's just start getting weapons. Anyway, what are your thoughts on that?
That would get mad, Wally, and then shoot me the finger, you know, and everything. I'd turn around and grin at him and blow him a kiss.
Not even joking. Last night there was someone that was like just so angry. Must have been having an awful day, and they were just like right behind me because I'm cautious and I drive the speed limit, like actually on the speed limit, maybe sometimes a little bit under, whatever. Anyway, so they blow by me eventually, and I go down 3 minutes later down the road, and there they are getting pulled over by a police officer. I'm like, I know this is a speed trap, brother. Like, you're not gonna get me to go any faster.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. Yeah, I do think that in the XJW community, you know, a lot of us, you know, especially initially, we might be angry when leaving, and we have a lot of baggage that we're dealing with, and we do need to be more supportive of each other and just be at peace. Like, don't, like you say, don't take everything seriously. Don't take it all personal. accept the fact that I have an opinion and you have an opinion, and it's okay to disagree with each other, agree to disagree, and and that's okay. We don't have to be angry because we don't agree.
And you did get to that point. I'm impressed with that.
Yeah, I
that's
feel
really
like it's better to be calm, and centered, and you feel better inside yourself than to just be like ha ha all the time.
So how do you think that we could support each other better in that getting rid of some of that anger, or diluting some of that anger? Diluting, not like being delusional, but like you have a concentrated thing and you dilute it. There's multiple definitions of words, people.
Well, if people are having hard time with finding inner peace, I would say that's first off. Try to find inner peace and find the joys in life and look at the good things in life, because the witnesses tell you that this life doesn't matter. It's the life to come. And so if that's still in your mind, this life doesn't matter, then you do have to look around and enjoy the beauty that's out there, first off. And if you're still struggling with that, I would say going to a counselor who is an expert in religious trauma.
Yeah.
That's what I would suggest.
Well, maybe you should just become an expert in religious trauma and become a counselor. Thoughts?
Yeah.
I could be empathetic. I try to be, anyways. I try to understand why
Diluting versus diluting. Yes.
the way
She
they
did
do.
see someone, though, that did do calls, deprogramming.
Yeah,
for
there's
calls.
a guy on Facebook.
Well, no, that lady
Yeah.
that you saw, too. That's
Who?
what she did.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
there's actually another guy on Facebook that actually I just did like one chat with him, and
Yeah,
he
but
lives in another country. I forgot what his name is, but he used to be a witness, but he didn't have any trauma with it because he just like, I think he only had a little bit of exposure.
There was a lady that has a practice, though, not far from here, and she went and saw her son as well.
Yeah, but
she dealt with religious cults and stuff as well.
Right. So, but she was never and I don't think she was involved in a cult.
No, yeah, I think she was, but not a witness.
Something else.
Yeah.
Some high control stuff.
And I think one of the things I think brings a lot of damage to is, like, I knew some other people that were witnesses besides Casey. And one we actually we mutually know this one person, is the view of what they think the world is. And when they get disfellowship, they go crazy.
Oh, right.
Because they think the world is this wild, crazy, orgies every night kind of place, man. And look, I was a stripper and didn't live that life.
I was about to say, I'm like, you would know.
I would know, man.
There's a few. I got a few notches on this cowboy belt buckle. Let me tell you what.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's the way people think. And I was like, which the person we ended up knowing, and I don't want to say anything, but the person we ended up knowing together, I finally understood, because she's a sweet person. She just got, messed up, and I understood where she was coming from after a while. And it made me really sad for her.
Yeah. And you end up making bad decisions a lot of times because of that mindset.
Because I just did not think people thought like that. I was like, really? That's what you think the world is? Woo.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Will you ever get taken advantage of?
Yeah, that is an interesting concept, though, like people's vision of the world. I feel like it can be multifaceted. Alpha Dragon Warrior, thank you. I'm super tired. I'll talk to you later. Yes, I will talk to you tomorrow.
Cool.
I will talk to you tomorrow. Anyway, that was a little side quest. Me and that person, we understand what just happened there, and that's all that matters.
Cool.
No, because I think that goes like both ways. I think people will hear that, maybe this is a Wally hot take, will hear, oh, the world's not that bad, and then be too trusting of the first people that they come in contact with. And at that point, I guess I would just take whatever, like half of my savings, and go to the casino and bet on black. Because like you just don't know. And if you're constantly told, oh no, it's fine, the world's great, everyone's lovely, everyone that you meet is going to be this wonderful, caring person, but there might not be.
Yeah.
And that's just the reality of the situation.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that an unfortunate situation is that people that are malicious with their intentions and have done that for a very long time have become very good at being the hunter, the lion, and scouting out their prey. I feel like maybe this is just the wild things that go inside of my head, but I feel like they're very good at identifying people that are going through something that's difficult. Or, you talk to them, oh, I just replaced a Razor's Cult. And it's very easy to fall back into another abusive relationship. And I say this because I talk to so many. Thank you, MYHM, again for the $2. Imagine a JW doc on a major streaming platform. I know. I have talked to people in the industry about such things. Just nothing really ever gets off the ground, unfortunately, as far as the people that I have had contact and been in touch with. Kind of hits like a little bit of a wall. So maybe one day, and I would like to think that I can do or would be able to do anything in my power to make that happen. But unfortunately, I don't have a lot of power because I'm a weak little man. So that's just what it is. Anyway, back to what I was yapping about. And so I think that message of the world is all great and groovy and fine probably needs to be measured with a little bit of reality. I don't know. What do you think about that? Is that just creating more fear that doesn't need to exist in people? Because that might be terrible advice, because then they'll think, oh, well, maybe I should just stay in the cult because the world's terrible too.
Yeah.
No, here, take this example right here, man. I grew up in a small little community in South Alabama. I left there when I was a teenager and moved to Los Angeles. So, yeah. And it was a culture shock at first.
Yeah.
And I thought I was wild or whatever. I found out what wild was out there. But I met people out there that were, like you said, they were predators. They would prey on you. And you had to be careful. And you learn quick, because people will take advantage of you. They'll hurt you. They'll take from you. And so you can't just be just going out and just being everybody's my friend, because the world don't work that way. You have to use wisdom. And I learned really quick on how to size people up, because if you didn't, you'd get hurt.
Yeah.
That's like, I worked in Compton some, and people's like, oh man, was Compton bad? It's like, no, it's a small little area over there. And I said, if you were doing business, they ain't nobody going to hurt you. But if you're not doing business, don't go over there.
Yeah. Context matters.
Yeah. It's like, man, I was like, your view's a little weird.
With the witnesses is that, they are living a very sheltered life, and then to leave that, they are going to go out. They don't know. They like you say, they might try to trust the wrong people because they don't know any better. So I think you have to learn some street smarts for sure.
Yeah.
Handle all
I just
that.
don't know, like, it's such a, I don't even know, like, what you would tell someone, right? Because, like, you could go either way. Like, you have to go out there and be on the street to get the street smarts, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the only way to do that.
Yeah.
Like,
unless you can get someone to give you advice.
Yeah, and trusted, but I guess maybe the advice then should just be that caution.
Yeah.
Like, just
don't just trust anybody.
Don't jump. This is not a time in your life where any leaps should be happening. Just nice, slow progress is going to be a-okay. Yeah.
Yeah, slow.
You don't need to just slap a bunch of weight on the barbell and say, okay, let it rip.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Be cautious.
Well, it has been an hour that I have taken of your guys' time. And I would like to thank you for being on here for 1 hour with me on YouTube and hopefully enjoying some laughs. Is there anything that I've ever said that you disagree with that you want to talk about right now? Is there anything that you're like, Wally, you were super wrong about this? Or you think that there's something dumb or silly? I haven't prepped this question at all, but I just thought of it, and I thought it would be a good one that we could discuss before we sign off here.
No, actually, I mean, I watch your channel, and I mean, I think you seem to be like a
Just
very.
pretend. Just make something. Just kidding.
I think you're a very reasonable person.
Do it for the views. Do it for the. Just kidding.
I actually love your channel, so
Yeah,
I just
I think that you do seem
Let's
to
see.
try to think things through, and you use your critical thinking skills.
anything.
I like that.
I don't think. I mean, all the content that I've saw, I don't see anything that I can think of,
Mhm.
Okay.
and I would tell you if I did. So
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I like to surround myself with, people that will call you out, because that is
Yeah.
usually
Oh, okay.
a healthy.
Wait, and the same for us. If you find something,
we just got to get the
we
experience.
don't have that many. Yeah, we're still working on our
We
channel.
got quite a
but-
few.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, it's on the screen. So if you don't know it by now, then I'll say it out loud.
Oh, it's right there.
On JW for people that just only listen to it.
Yeah, thanks.
Facts on JW. And what do you guys do? What are you doing in the future, just so people know what to like expect on the channel?
Okay, well, I have a
Welcome,
couple
T.
Wally World. I love it. I love that.
She does a lot of interviews.
I have a couple of interviews lined up that I'm going to do of some people that are going to share their
and
story.
one ready to be published.
Yeah, I've got one that's coming up soon that I've already done. I just have to edit it. And then you
I
are
got two.
working on a couple of other videos. What are they?
All right. Mine is old light, new. Or no, how did I put it?
Thank you, Soul. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And
Oh,
don't worry,
new
it's
light,
not one
light's
day
getting
you'll be
bright.
brave enough. You
Okay.
are brave enough. It's just a timing thing is all. You got it in you. Anyway,
So-
thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Sorry.
It's mine's the one I'm working on right now is new light. The light's getting brighter. New understanding and lies.
Okay. Yeah, I mean those videos always hit really hard. So
Yeah, and then I'm doing one part 2 to the history of Jehovah's Witnesses, and that's just I don't know how to sum up Rutherford. It's nor
he's such a
that's
fascinating
easy.
character, right?
Man, you know what? I hate to say it, but it's true. The man was brilliant.
Yeah, I think
He
so.
was- yes, I do. He was a character, very shady, very weird, but very intelligent. You know, I looked a lot of things about him and started researching him very in depth. He graduated in the top of his class. That's pretty impressive. And he really was a judge, a fill-in judge, but he really was a judge in Missouri. And he was Russell's lawyer. Did you know that?
Yeah.
And he's the one that took all those the court cases to court, even though Russell lost a lot of them. But he's the one responsible for making sure Russell's wife didn't get money.
I think would be pretty interesting to also, I mean, maybe you're already doing this, but to include how the historical figures in Watchtower are talked about versus the reality of the situation, like sprinkled in there as well, just because Jehovah's Witnesses have a false perception based off of like what they've been told by the organization. Like they went from a book this big about their history to a book this big, and before you know it, it'll be a video that's like 30 seconds long. So I mean, just if I
Good
like
idea.
as a viewer, I would think like that would be a good juxtaposition to have, just to like kind of say. Anyway,
Yeah, please give us any
Oh,
advice.
now-
because we're always trying
not
to figure
advice. It
Now
would
that I've
only
got a
be
little
the
bit
sharing
more-
of ideas.
Now that I've got a little bit more time under my belt, I'm thinking about redoing the first part to the history and beliefs. But it goes through and gives people an idea of where it come from, because people didn't have YouTube, they didn't have television, radio, or any of that. All they had was books, and they had book reading clubs, book events. That's what this all started with.
Yeah.
The Millerites was nothing but a book club that got together and started studying.
That's
and
actually funny, but that's like so true, right?
yeah, and it just turned in, and then that didn't happen. So then Wendell and Stetson and all those guys get together with, what was his name? Let's see, Wendell, Stetson, and Storrs. They all get together and start having book study classes with Rutherford and Rutherford's dad, or Russell and Russell's dad. And it was just studies with their opinions.
Yeah.
And Russell was honest about that part.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like some of the things he ended up with, but he was not what they make him out to be. He was really just a Christian guy. He was a Seventh-day Adventist, is what he was.
Yeah.
And he was an ordained minister in the Adventist church.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah. He actually performed.
I didn't know that he was an actual, because I always say that Jehovah's Witnesses are just Adventists with different clothes on. At least
no, he was an actual Adventist minister, and he performed the funeral service for George Stetson when he died.
Jonathan, that's a crazy calm. Miller, the Oprah of his time.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, if you read about him, I mean, but it's really sad. The man suffered from extreme PTSD from being in the War of 1812, and he was a lunatic. But I learned a lot about where they come from and where the ideas come from, and it's really, it's so crazy that it got to where it is. Rutherford's the reason it's the way it is today. It really isn't Russell. It's not. It's Rutherford.
Yeah.
Yeah. He came up with the name and all that too. Anyways.
Yeah.
He came up with a lot. I
think it's Knorr, personally. I think Rutherford gave it the spiritual side of things, maybe. And then when Knorr came along, that's when he was like, okay, I'm going to make this bad boy a cult. And I feel like that's when a lot of their rules started to just go crazy. Like, I think Rutherford would say a lot of things, but like the rule, the corporate structure, those things seem to have evolved most under his control. At least that's how I see it.
Knorr was such a stickler for rules. He had to follow. He was crazy. Everything in his life was about
welcome to Wally World. Sorry.
Knorr was just a stickler for following a certain pattern of stuff. That was his thing. He was.
Yeah. I have a question. So Rutherford, he came up with the name Jehovah's Witnesses. He also came up with the Jesus dying on the torture stake.
Right.
It wasn't, but then Knorr, like you say, added to like the hardcore rules. Like, but my question too was, I couldn't remember this. Who ended birthdays? Do you know?
I'm pretty sure that was under Knorr as well. I'd have to go back and look at one of my old videos because I think I talked about this. But
Christmas was ended by Rutherford, but later, 1931.
Mm-hmm. So you're
or 1930.
So
Knorr basically canceled fun. He said no more fun for anyone. You guys are laughing too much.
And it's funny, but stuff. Russell's favorite holiday was Christmas. He even wrote about it in one of his newspapers.
Oh, really? Funny. Yeah. That'd be cool to pull up. Yeah. Well, anyway, if you guys are interested in that Watchtower lore history, you know where to find it. You will find facts about the Jehovah's Witness on the Facts on Jehovah's Witnesses. Oh, your camera just cut out. They didn't get to say goodbye. Well, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what happened to them. They just left. It's just me now, guys. It's just me. What are we gonna do? It's a little awkward if I'm gonna be honest. I forgot what you said, T, but it was really funny. It made me giggle. Oh, they're here. I don't know. I can't show you on. It doesn't say you're. Anyway, well, we were getting ready to wrap it up anyway. So thank you guys for coming on. We end how we started. Scuffed. Things not working out very well. Yeah. So at least we got that. All right, chat. Me and you. You and me. Let's talk about how do we feel about how this went? What improvements can we make for the future? Obviously, some of the technical issues. Fix that. Thank you, Joel. Appreciate you. You got the muscle sign on there, too. We got to get the gains. It's all about the gains. I'm not leaving quite yet, Eve, but if you're leaving, I'll see you later. Jonathan, pretty good? Okay. I mean, I'll take a pretty good. I really dislike that you can't edit comments. Grr. That has nothing to do with me, World Stage. That is YouTube. We're looking for feedback. I enjoy your interviews. I need to improve my skills as an interviewer, but thank you for boosting my confidence to continue to do it. Good guest, W guests. They were great guests. Really enjoyed talking to them. And definitely, we'll have them on again if they want to. If they want to. If they don't, then that's fine. But we need harsh criticism. Good feedback. What do we got? What do you guys got for me? Culty Talk, you feel sad now. Oh. Good balance of talk and listening. Okay. Do I have an agenda? I mean, if like making dinner and going to bed and walking Winston is an agenda, then yes, you're correct. They would love to come back. Cool. Awesome. Amazing. Wally will get better at this. It's not easy. Yeah, well, Sig, you've been around here since the beginning. You've seen me in all of my many forms. You can't interrupt your guest to read super chats. Okay. That's a good thing that I needed to hear. That's a very, very, very good point. Stop interrupting guests. Did I do like the totally shiny thing in front of me? I have to talk about it because that sounds like me. About witnesses, do you have an agenda? I mean, I'm heading up. Thank you, Soul. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. I request Heliocentric on a live. I would love him. Please, Wally, if you can. He is on my list of people to reach out to. So we are just beta testing, but we are going to do the super chats towards the end. Okay? Good comms. First time is like first time in bed. No one is perfect the first time. Good point. Wally, have you checked out Culty and I podcast yet? Putting you on the spot. I have subscribed to the channel, but I have not actually watched an episode yet. But I have it subscribed to, so therefore I can see it and participate in it. Absolutely, he has an agenda. It's not a dirty word. I just not 100% sure what they mean, Sig, by an agenda. Because it's like, I have an agenda. Like, I would prefer that this organization didn't emotionally traumatize people and isolate them from their community and their support system, leaving them as weak little lambs out there shaken without any fur in the world. Because I think that is a terrible thing to do to a human being. Is there anything good that came out of your being a witness? That's an interesting question, but I don't think that there's anything specific about being a witness. A lot of times you'll hear people say, oh, well, I learned how to be a good public speaker. I don't think so. Have you ever heard a Jehovah's Witness talk? You call that good public speaking? I don't know about I don't know about any of that business. So that's a very common one you'll hear. But yeah, anything good? I guess time management, because they keep you so busy. I did learn time management, so that would be a good thing. Stop the shunning. Sorry, things move. Stop the shunning sisters, pretty solid, and I would like to see a collab on my list as well. Love you, Wally. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the kindness. What about Bible knowledge? I have a lot of it. Most of it, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Most of the biblical knowledge that I have today comes as a result of having to learn about the religion I grew up in, the Jehovah's Witnesses, and all of the ways that they were wrong when it comes to the Bible. Look at your camera to make it like you are facing those you are interviewing. Oh, wait, this is good comms. Look at the camera. See, my camera's over here. So if I do this, I'm kind of looking at the camera, but then my eyes have to go here to see chat. That might be like a... Wally, you speak insanely well for a guy that never went to proper school. Thank you. I appreciate that. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears has gone into learning to be a better speaker. Mirror yourself? Is that easily done? Oh. Why is this happening? What in tarnation? Wait, can I zoom? Wait, this is crazy. Uh-oh. I have too much power now. I don't even know what to do with it. What is happening? Transform. Fit to screen. Ah. Oh, wait, sorry. I'll catch up. Put your screen under your camera. Would be a little bit difficult considering the setup, but I can look at changing that if you guys think that would be a little bit more seamless, or maybe look at investing in a webcam instead of using the one that I normally do. Maybe a webcam is the play. Because I use my Canon 90D just as a webcam. But anyway, well, okay, we got to catch up. I got to get off. Want to say goodbye. Bye. See you later. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Everyone, don't forget. Check out Facts on JW. Comment on their videos. Mirror yourself. Yeah, that's what I was going to actually look at doing. Invert selection? That's not what I wanted to do. I've done something terrible. Okay. Transform. Fit to screen. Is it rotate? Blending mode. No. Transform. Rotate 90 degrees? 180 degrees. No, that's upside down. That didn't work. Help. Wally isn't qualified to fix my thing? Yes, I'm not qualified for this. Bye, Culty Talk. See you later. This has all gone terribly wrong. Oh, flip. There it was. I didn't want to rotate. I wanted to flip. Transform. Flip vertical. I did it. Oh my god. Flip horizontal. I think this is what you were talking about. I think we got... Oh my god. If anyone's sick, like this. Oh, I see. So maybe it was... Yeah, I went Australia there. I became a little bit of Australia. So like, yeah, I should just alt F4. This is not... Stop asking, just do. You're doing great. Don't forget your audience is great picking out. Thank you, I appreciate that. Okay, I think this makes more sense though. Maybe this is what you're talking about because I'm actually looks like I'm looking at the people or something like this. Oh boy. You missed the live, Tammy. It was pretty fun. We had a good time. We're just yapping and talking about the format and everything. Okay, maybe this would help. So this, and then maybe moving the camera, like so its access isn't here, but it's like here. So then my eyeballs would be here, and it would be pretty close. I think you're onto something. I think we need a separate stream setup. I think that's what we got. Hey, Wally, love your content, bro. You're one of my favorite XJWs. Keep up the good work. Appreciate the positivity, man. We're seeing the Wally that Wally only ever sees when he looks in the mirror. You don't want to see the Wally that Wally sees when Wally looks in the mirror. And Yahweh was in chat. I'm going to put you in timeout. What are your current thoughts on the Bible? It's a book. Hey, Wally, what era were you saying were you as a JW? 90s. I was a Jehovah's Witness from my birth in 1990 until my exit in 2016. There's no such thing as Team Wally. I don't know how many times I have to say these words. Team Wally does not exist. Faded in San Diego. Thank you for joining. Have fun. Be safe. Yes, more face on. Okay, we'll have to work on that. I mean, I guess we could now. Congrats on staying sober as well. Thank you. Hopefully I'm a little bit more coherent for this. Anyway, if you want to leave, that's fine. Formatting issues. I think we got some good comms. Big thing is changing camera angle. Super chats, waiting to read those into the end. And then maybe bringing it in closer. New streaming angle. Hi, my name's Wally. I don't have a forehead anymore, but I still have a brain and it thinks thoughts and ideas. feel like this is a little bit still here on Streamlabs if you need us. Oh, I'm just yapping at this point. We're just kind of goofing around. I want a GoPro on the animals. Oh, that's big. Oh wait, that's too zoomed in. Need a deeper V. I don't know what that means. If not at the end, then at natural breaks in the conversation. Yeah, you guys are right on that one. You guys are absolutely right on that one. I shouldn't just interrupt right in the middle of my own thoughts or someone else's thoughts. Foreheads are over. Yeah, foreheads are canceled now. That's I believe in cancel culture, and I think we need to cancel foreheads. They're overrated. Your V-neck shirt. I need more V. Like that. Less V. I don't know. Me join Team Wally. There's no such thing as Team Wally. It's not a thing. Doesn't exist. All right. I am going to bring on another person next. It's probably going to be Jonathan, if he's willing to. He's in chat right now. But we kind of talked about it. So I think he might be the next person to come on with the beta testing. More V. What the heck? So that should be the next person that's coming on. And I know XJWMJ, he's going to do that. Thanks for the chat, Wally. Any chance you can get an ex-Bethelite on soon? Are you an ex-Bethelite? But yes, if there are any ex-Bethelites, I don't want to try and like put this in. What am I, Toby, what is wrong with my shirt? Oh, here's the other thing. Why wasn't I wanted the chat on screen. Are you sure you want to remove chat? Okay. I want to see if I can get this to work. More V. Jennifer Lopez dress. Okay. You guys are losing it. While we're all still here, chat box, add source. Add source. Okay. Now, where does this thing exist? It's here. Cheese Danish. Oh, my lord. So I wanted the chat on screen like this as well, but it literally wasn't working. But now that I just deleted it and it came back. Thank you, Toby. I appreciate the Cheese Danish. I'm going to get a Cheese Danish tattoo like right here so you can only see the top of it. And we'll have to get like a super V if you want to see my Cheese Danish. That is a wild com. I have to get a super V to see my Cheese Danish. I don't know what that means, but it sounds diabolical. I also have a good friend whose brother is a... Oh, sorry. No, I'm not, but I know a few. Send them my way, for sure. I know, please. Please, please, please. What thoughts on the chat here? Yo, Wally. Okay. Illegal immigrants cutting the cheese, so congratulations. Why it's kind of disappearing too fast. I wonder if we could change the settings. Hide delay, chat delay, hide delay. Oh, okay. So I just got to change it to like 40 seconds. We'll try this. Is this too much though? Like, that's a lot of chat on screen. I feel like maybe it needs to be here for just... No, because then it was like I was looking at it before, wasn't it? Uh-oh. It's gone terribly wrong again. I don't know. Oh, my lord. What has happened? Not sold on the chat on screen. Okay. What has happened? Help! Help! What is happening? Stop. This has all gone terribly wrong. Way too much, don't need it. Chat on screen, okay. Too much, yes, but it makes you look like a streamer. Yeah, I mean, oh, why does it keep doing this? I just want to be able to like... Why isn't it allowing me just to like... I was able just to drag and drop it. Shirtless Wally. Holy. Mini Wally. Wally casts himself into Tartarus. I did. I disfellowshipped myself. Yeah, I feel like maybe like with... Oh my... Okay, this is just actually pissing me off now. I'm genuinely about to crash out. Okay. I think maybe you guys are right with having chat on screen being slightly too much. I think I need to work on the formatting a little bit. So I guess we'll just have to work on it. You're just too damn popular, Wally. That is not an accurate statement in any context at all. But, you know, I appreciate you. As a Catholic, I like listening to you. It helps me understand a lot. Hey. Don't give up, Wally. This is fun. Okay. I just don't know how to actually, like, before I could do this, and then I could, like, grab any of the assets on screen. When I try and click any of the assets on screen, so my mouse is on this, like, live banner that I have, it does this. So I have to go down here and click them. Okay. But, like, it doesn't give me the option to just freely move it. And I don't know if it's... Bro, who we talking to? I'm talking to you. I'm talking to myself. I don't know. Wally, when you were younger, what video games were you allowed to play? Madden? NBA 2K? Obviously, basically all the sports games. Super Smash Brothers. That's probably the game I've put the most hours into. And then I played other games but wasn't really supposed to. But, you know, all of that stuff. But mostly sports games. Crash Bandicoot has a special place in my heart. Oh, Wally, can you make my name pink in the chat thingy? I don't know. Crash Bandicoot, I know. Bring back the 90s, baby. Crash Bandicoot's such a fire thing. I still hear the sound of the Star Wand when it's silent. Can you get Tony Tight Pants to do an interview? Yes. Grand Theft Auto JW Edition. That would be the most boring Grand Theft Auto. Imagine playing a Grand Theft Auto game, but it's a Jehovah. Like, you have to go and, like, you go on a side quest. Now you gotta be on time for your your return visit. And you gotta, like, hop into your Toyota Camry and, like, drive across your territory. Oh, God, that would be terrible. I genuinely don't know why I can't do this. It's, like, just not giving me the option to. I don't know. We're not making any progress here, guys. I think I need to reset my computer or something. All right, I'm done. I'm done making a fool of myself. There's no way Wally will figure out how to change colors in chat. Yeah, are you looking at the current state of what's happening on the screen right now? And you think I'm going to be able to change colors? Girl, you must be out your damn mind. What in tarnation do you got in your head that you think that I'm going to have the ability to figure that out? Holy. Toby has my color? Beat you to it. Skill issue. We have to do this more often. We don't. This is just me embarrassing myself because I'm technically illiterate in so many ways. Why can't I just drag this across the screen? This is so frustrating. Maybe if I do this. Oh, we've reset it. We've reset it. Haha. Oh my God, I did it once and okay. What if chat was smaller? Chat box smaller, and then Wally box. It's gonna get stuck on this for the rest of eternity now. So we're gonna have to go in and out of this button. Whoa, that was cool. Wait, did you guys see that one? What was this? Hey, look at me. And you guys are over here now. Isn't that... Hey, that's pretty cute. What app are we playing with? Streamlabs? I don't know how to trade all of this. Hey, Jane Spitfire. Sorry, this is funny. Why is this funny to you? I'm literally about to like lose my mind. Every single time I do this. Are you taking notes? I'm not. Oh, wait, sorry. Watching Wally fumble around tech stuff. This is if you want some real actual lore of the JW Thoughts channel, when I first started streaming, it was 3 hours of this. I wish I was joking. It was 3 hours of me just suffering and people in chat helping me. So, we figured it out eventually. It was the streaming on JW Thoughts was a group project. Godly Beard, you were here for those days. I know you were here for those days. You remember me trying to set up my computer. Was using the old computer that would crash every time it was above 72 degrees. Yeah, Sig, you remember Culty Talk? Okay, yeah, y'all remember those. That was just pure depression. Now drink your pee. This is not an episode of Black Mirror, okay? You don't have. I'm not gonna go on the dumb dummies. All you need to do is be making pho or something. True. Remember the cooking stream? That was fire back in the day. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, I'm actually going to go. But I feel like this, if we had 2 boxes here, I keep saying I'm going to go, and then I'm like, I can't just leave well enough alone. If I have me here, and the guest here, and the chat here. Yeah, that is it Jolena? That was that the second best episode of Black Mirror? Honestly. Was that the second best one? I think it was. I think the one with Bryce Dallas Howard or whatever her name is was the best one, and I think that was the second. I made ham, mashed potatoes, air-fried carrots, and corned beef. If you want the best roasted carrots, put a little bit of, or marinate them with some curry. And then if you oven or air fryer, just make sure if you do it on the oven, it's not above 325 degrees or it will burn. But the last 5 minutes, glaze a little bit of honey that you've heated up with some Fresno chilies. And those will be the greatest carrots you've ever had in your life. Oh, boy. Anyway. There's so many good ones. Yeah, but those ones are so... Bring yourself closer to chat. I'm talking about if we're imagining that there's another person on the screen currently. So we have to use our imaginations a little bit here. So we're thinking about if someone was in that little spot. Bro trying to roast them with sage. Huh? Wally sounds yummy. You really forgot a comma in there that makes it... You've created a detrimental situation to the overall dialogue. Now we're going to just lose everything. Oh boy. Now we've lost the plot again. I think this could work. Yo, bro, is live or is this a premiere? This is definitely just a live of nothing now. Yep, Wally sounds yummy. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's what we're taking away from this whole conversation. There's nothing happening. Unless you're like an actual been around the channel for a long time, there's nothing else interesting is going to happen. All the interesting things have concluded. This is just we're locking in on how to do this. I think agreeably disagreeable. I think that is the thing that we got to change as well. Slight stagger of you and guest might be good. Oh, okay. So, it's all good. I'm gonna stretch. We're gonna shake it out. Okay. So, slight stagger. Are you saying like if Wally's here, we put little Wally over in the corner? Oh, bollocks. Why did I say those things? And then, oh, I guess I can just make, here, let's do this. We're just going to take just to help with the visual here. Doo-doo-doo. Boom. So this will be where the other person theoretically would be hanging out. So you're saying they could be here? Am I understanding this correctly? And I could be here? This looks a little busy. I want to know who Godly Beard is. A freaking legend. Wally Midriff is yummy. Joel, you need a cold shower. Holy. Just rename it Wally Sounds Yummy. See? GG's, guys. 07s in chat, please. See you later. We've lost the plot entirely. First time in your stream. Love your channel. I am deeply sorry for the fact that this is the first time that you're in stream. I promise. No slight overlap of corners. Oh. No problem. You just click this button and it goes back to where you can drag and drop. It's no problem. Not a big deal at all. So, okay. Here. All good. All good. You should bring back JW streams with Jonathan. Okay. Boom. 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 I can make myself slightly bigger than my guest to make myself feel superior. That'd be cool. Thoughts? Jonathan Wally streams? JW streams? A constant co-host? Wait. Who the hell is Jonathan anyway? Put some respect on ex-Witness Awake's name. My work schedule would make that impossible, unfortunately. Yeah, and my schedule of just being random as hell. I just heard the country with the most religions is the USA, over 500,000. Because it is a big business. That sounds pretty accurate, not gonna lie. I think this, with having some type of background. What about staggered like this? And then you put the chat here. And then there. No, this doesn't look great. I don't know, guys. Double trouble. No, this is just helping with visualization. That's all that's happening. I've been watching you since December of 2024 when I got insulted at my doorstep after I wished a couple of brothers and sisters from the call Merry Christmas. I didn't understand. Oh. Well. Welcome to the chaos. That is the JW Thoughts channel. Sometimes we have a plan, other times we don't, and currently is one of those times. It's just one of those times. I think this is like something that we could work with. I'll do a little bit of you should put guests in full screen when they're talking. They're telling a story that will obviously last a while. So like insta transform, boom, fit to screen. And then just hit him with that. But should Little Wally be in the corner? We put Little Wally in the corner. Anyone familiar with the Daystar Ministries? JW.org looks like they are following this broadcast playbook. I have heard of Daystar Ministries, in fact. Yeah, I actually think that that's not a terrible idea. And you know what I could do is I could make one of these transformations like I'm doing now, like with this. I could make a transformation to where if they're starting to tell a story, I don't have to go and do all of this nonsense, but I could just click a button. I think that's a really good comms, Sig. I think that's actually a really good one. And then what does everyone else think? Does that make sense? It's like if they're going to be telling a story or they're introducing themselves, might be talking for a while, boom. Okay, bye world stage. See you later. Good night, good night, good night. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Daystar owns... I second it. Yeah, I think this one actually would work. So make that, do that. Yeah, and it also makes it look like a gameplay, which is funny. Oh, like I'm the mastermind playing my guests? I'm assuming that's what you meant. Something to that. No, I don't know. Yes to preset layout. Yes to preset layouts. Yes, I know. Oh, bring in the chats as well. I think we just go, and then you have something like that. Joel's like, yes to well, that's why we're doing this. We're practicing. So Wally playing the new Wally World DLC is crazy. That's wild. Bye, Jelena, if you're still around. Sorry, I missed that. Okay, I think this is actually a good overlay. Ayo, I'm staying. No, I'm actually. Who's Tyler? What just happened? Impossible to know, but I'm sure. Wally, are you familiar with Edmund Groof's book for Presidents of Watchtower Society? He's an ex-JW, highly recommend. Lots more than there's just Russell and Rutherford, especially on Nor. I am unfamiliar with Edmund Gruss. But apparently I need to look into Edmund Gruss and ex-Bethelites. Oh my god, my silly bad English. I meant the video game videos. I forgot the name. Better than doing dishes? Surely it is better than. Wally, what are your long-term career goals with your work? I'm in love with your brand. This brand that you're currently watching, just fail. Actively fail in front of everyone. I just want the JW Thoughts channel to be a beacon of safety, a little bit of positivity, and tackling problems with intellectual curiosity, and not a sense of rigidness that we are familiar with. I think coming from a rigid world where you can't trial and error and you can't explore, everything is prescribed, it is a terrible way to live your life. And so if this channel can help people do that, then I am happy. Very happy. And also I'm going to be the greatest YouTuber on the internet, and all of you will bow before me when I take over the world. Yep. We'll certainly get there with content like that. Jesus. Okay. I think we've gotten some useful criticisms. Make preset, whatever these are called, transitions things. Chat box, we're still 50-50 on that, but maybe there's an iteration of it. Just download Gruss book. Thanks for the recommend. Oh, you just download it. Thanks, Kevin. Gotta go, Wally. Okay, bye. I'm leaving too. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. That story was crazy, Cove. If you ever want to come on and talk about it, be part of the chaos, let me know. Okay, everyone have a good night. Thank you for the feedback and helping me always with this. Thank you for the super chats, everyone. If you're still around, appreciate you guys. Thank you for signing up to be members. All of that good stuff. I think once we get this stream up and running more, we'll do some member-only live streams as well. But with, like, you know, some other stuff. It's nasty. Let's get in touch. Yeah, for sure. 100%. You know how to get a hold of me. At least it should be pretty easy to find me. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. Have a good night. Be safe. Don't do anything totally insane and crazy.